What's up, y'all? Quincy here, designer, principal designer, design manager, and we are on day 11 of this redesign journey. And let me just catch you up. I was let go from my amazing company called Dow Jones, the Wall Street Journal, back in November, and I haven't been able to find work ever since. I've been looking everywhere, filling out hundreds, if not thousands, of applications, and have found zero offers. So we are doing something different. We're going to challenge ourselves. And for the next 30 days, we are redesigning a company that has rejected my application. So it's going to be funny. You're going to see my email, and we're going to get into it. So today, I know who we're getting into. It's GameChanger, and they denied me. So let's go. All right. So we're in my email, and I already know who's denied me. It's GameChanger, and this one hits deep to the heart because GameChanger is an app that I use very often for my kids' sports. So y'all denied me, man. That's messed up. So thank you for your interest in GameChanger. We really appreciate that you took the time. Yada yada. Product design manager. Come on, that's who I am. I know there's a lot of great companies out there hiring. After reviewing the application, we decided to move forward with other candidates. You didn't even give me an interview. You didn't even give me, let me just talk about the position. Nothing. And listen, I gotta show you guys the app that they have. I mean, their website is pretty nice, but their app is, come on, just lackluster. There's so many different things you could do with it, and I'm a little, taken back. So let me just show you the app really quick. So here's the app, and I'll show you this view. So this is the view that you come in after you log in. You have your athlete's name, Quincy Gibbs, my little boy, and then fall 2024, the previous season, and the season before that, season before that, season before that, and then 21, 23, past seasons. And then you have your navigation, home, events, messages account. So that's it. Oh, the search bar at the top, add profile, yada, yada. So that's it. So there's not much going on in this app at all. And I wanted to show you, let me show you the second page. So after you click on the LI Prime or athlete, LI Prime actually, LI Prime, you come to the LIB Prime screen. Message team. You can notice a family account, team, video, stats, and here are the games. This one says live because I'm pretty sure someone who was streaming the account did not click finish. So it seems like it's live right now when it's not. And this is back in September. So if we go back, and this is the screen we're going to focus on. This is their home screen. And man, it's just a miss. It's a complete miss. And I know I'm probably going to talk to someone at GameChanger, but there's so much more you could do with this home screen that'll make it easier to navigate, easier for parents to find their children, even easier for children, to look in, log in, see some of their highlights essentially. So there's so many things you could do, but come on. You didn't reach out to your boy? You didn't reach out to me? Come on, man. So anyway, all right, let's get into it. And listen, I already went through and started designing because I was driving and I was taking one of my kids to some college tours, and I didn't have time to do videos and everything. So I already started to go down this design process, and you're going to see where I've landed and I've gotten somewhere. So let's get into it. All right, so here's some of the work I did already. I know it's a lot, and I've gotten very far ahead. So let me just show you some things. So for the navigation, home, events, messages, account. So what you're seeing that they have, home, let me just bring this down actually. And this is just, and you will be able to see as far as, why UX is so important, right? So important. So home, events, messages, account. And I know, people say, it's just you're a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So I understand, the experience of a user that we're giving him or her. So home, events, messages, account. So you have 4 icons here. For the 4 icons they have home, events, messages, account. This is not an outline, not an outline. This is outline, this is outline, this is outline. So you want to create a consistent experience, for your user. So I converted each and every one of these outlines. So home outline, events outline, message outline, account outline. So just one example of, the experience. So some of the other things that are going on here, their main color is green. You barely see green. You might see green in an icon or two, essentially, or the green, where the athlete profile is, but you don't see that green being used often. So also, the only thing you see here is athlete profiles, search, add, not too sure what you're adding, essentially. It's not specific on what you're adding. You have the fall, so you have seasons. You have fall 2024, spring 2024, fall 2000. So there's seasons here, and you have them all listed out. Why? Why do you have all the seasons listed out? And then you have past seasons. So essentially, this is the only thing you have on the screen. You have your athlete profile, then you have seasons. One of the things that I want to do here is create this other navigation at the top where you see that GameChanger logo. You know that you're in GameChanger. You're in the app. Now you have athletes. So if you want to go to your main athletes page, you click on athlete. If you want to add a team, you can add a team right there. If you want to search for, for a team, a league, a tournament, whatever have you search there. For venues, just something I'm just thinking about, some of the places where your athlete is visiting, essentially. And then underneath there, you have athlete profiles. So you can quickly get to each and every athlete without it taking up this amount of space. Now, if you have multiple athletes, it just takes up more and more space, down the page. Why? That's not something you want to do. And also, this ad here. So we're really replacing a lot of things and adding so many different things. So in my mind, I have a navigation at the top. That as you scroll, it goes up, essentially. It's not going to stay there. So then we have your athletes and then upcoming events. So some of the upcoming events that are happening here, and they'll probably either be listed out or, essentially going across the screen. Then underneath there, you would have, the season, fall 2000, you would see what season you have going on. But also what I want to take on is the events, the live events. So if you have a live event, the app knows you have a live event going on. The app knows that this athlete has a live event going on. So I want to show that essentially here, right above upcoming events, because now you have a live event. So once you get in the app, you see a live event, you click it. The experience now is, you go to that fall team, it comes to this page, and then you see an athlete. So we're reducing the number of clicks to get to, where a user would want to get to once they open the app. So there's a lot of things happening and going on, and let's just continue, right? Let's just continue. So we have athletes' profiles up here. We got Mia, Terrell, Gordon, Jamie, Phillip. Their pictures, and then you can add an athlete also. So upcoming events. So let's make upcoming events. We can essentially make it. We can let's list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 events essentially. So we're gonna do upcoming events. Let's create. Say we want to do September. All right, September. Let me bring over everything I created. So I'm just bringing over everything I created. So let's put, 14, and we'll put Sunday. We'll keep kind of their experience going, because right now they have Sunday the 8th, right? Sunday the 8th. So we want to know what athlete this is for also. So we can essentially put the athlete's name there too. So let's just make this bigger. There we go. Auto layout that. We'll add a gray background. Let's add a color. So gray background, we're adding a color. So we're going to create this date essentially, but I want an image to go alongside the date so you know whose event it is, practice or a game it is. So I'm going to put the athlete's profile picture right on side of this date. And it goes so wonderfully because now, we have a component that we're really just going to duplicate out, but now we have an actual date associated with that athlete that we can, essentially put all in a row, and you understand that athlete or those athletes, have events on that day because the image now associated with that day essentially. So here we go. Everything is put these components in, made it auto layout, just adjusting them, adjusting the spacing, changing the date so it just looks like real information, even though it's not real information. And now I'm going to change the images for each and every one of these to correspond, to that event essentially. So, now we've created a system which is absolutely great. To Mia. So now you see the events lined up for, this particular week essentially. And, we can duplicate it out essentially. But now it's just quick to see. So September, this week, maybe we label this week. This week. So if we label it this week, we can actually, let's highlight that it is this day by just making this a darker gray essentially. So this is this day. Let's just make it this one. We want to change color. Let's change the background. So it's Sunday. So we know it's Sunday. Sunday the 14th. So Sunday the 14th is live. That's today. So this is what we have going on. So once we click on, this Sunday the 14th, either another modal or, post could come up and show us, what it is on the 14th that we are responding to essentially. So let's lay out this. But let's put live, right? Live. And we'll put one event. So if there were multiple events live, maybe we could see that. Maybe they could swipe. They could swipe. So now we have that live event that we're creating. I want it to look like an alert that's right next to the live button. So I'm going to make a number 1 because there's only one live event happening. If there were 2, that number would be different. It would be a 2. And especially I'm thinking about, if there were 2 events, what would you do? Scroll? Or not scroll. Do you swipe to see it? Or would they just appear one on top of the other? So you have one live event, center this. All right, so now you have one live event going on. Let's make the event. We'll use this again here. So let's just pull this out. So you know who it's for. It's Mia's live event. And we could put, let's see, what do they have? Verse LI Elite JV 16U. So we can essentially make this whole thing red. Do we want to do that? I'm not too sure. So now we're just going to finish off creating this live event. I'm going to put the team name that they're versing, the inning it is, the score, and if they're winning or not. So I'm just grouping these. I'm going to make it a component. I want the background to stand out. So I made it light gray, put some separators in also to separate the content. And I'm going to bring over that other component I created, which is that live date, with the athlete on it, made it a component. I'm going to bring it in here, line it up, make sure the width is setting a minimal width of 400 because that's what it is for my grid essentially. And I like the way it's coming out. I'm just going to edit some of the text, make sure everything lines up. Because if there's two events, I want both of those events to be one on top of the other and it for to be evenly spaced. So now I am editing that upcoming events. I'm going to make it, that green color with the white text. So I like it. It looks good. All right. So we have upcoming events, September. 35 minutes in this thing. All right. Just trying to finish this right now. It shouldn't take me that long. So automatically, God knows this is just night and day. Completely night and day. Do I want to post some stats over? Not necessarily. Some video over. We could do a lot, on this home screen essentially. Probably what I want to really pull over, what parents really, because I'm one of them, wants to see. We could put a sort on here, right? So for the upcoming events, we could sort it. So if we click sort, essentially we could put a sort up here, and then they could sort it by athlete essentially. So they could see which athlete has things coming up. So I'm going to put a sort button on the right hand side. So you'll be able to sort the athletes' events. So right now you see everyone, but so there'll be a sort on your right hand side. And then once you click it, each athlete's name would come up, or the all button would be there too. So you can click that athlete, and only that child's events will come up. So this is the thought behind it. And I'm just duplicating it, make another month. So I have my new month in there. Just going to create another section that I believe needs to be there, which is messages. So messages is super important, because there's so many messages that coaches send out, that parents send out. Could you pick up my child? Coaches send out, we have practice on Monday. Don't forget your equipment, whatever might have you. All right. So I'm just going to add another row for the months, change some dates. So there's quite a few dates in here. Now for the messages, I'm just really understanding the relationship and what I really want to achieve with the messages. Because the messages is super important for a parent, especially myself, because you have so many other parents that want to go pick up children. Well, not go pick up children, that need help with their children be picked up. So messages is something that you want to keep at the focal point, at the home page, at the home screen of this app. So I'm just, understanding that the sport needs to come first at whatever sport it is, that you're communicating with, and then the name of that organization's on top, which is LIB Prime 15U, and then below that is the parent or coach who's communicating that message to each and every one of us, essentially. So I'm going to put this in here, but I want two different iterations. I want an iteration where it's just, it looks like it's unread message with that gray background, and then another message where there is no background. So essentially it's red, essentially. Didn't mean to say essentially twice, but. So now I'm just figuring I need to add another date because the green just didn't work. So I want it to be just stand out some. So I'm going to make it a darker gray. Actually, the border around it, I'm going to make a darker gray. I'm going to bring it up from the page and add a drop shadow also. And I was thinking about adding a drop shadow to this too, but I decided against it. And we're really just going to get that light gray color back in there. And now I'm just adding, one unread message. Essentially, I said new first, but I'm going to change it to unread. And now I'm going to make this that gray. I was thinking about the drop shadow, but it just didn't work. So we have a light gray for unread messages, which is just brilliant. So, there's so much more we could do with this app. But these are the main things. Parents want to see this information because I am one of those parents. But now I'm just looking everything over, lining everything up, grouping everything with auto layout, making sure the spacing is the same essentially, and making sure just everything is in harmony. All right, so you see the live events, you have your athletes, you see your live events, you click on your athletes, it goes to that athlete's page. So you have live, and if you click on this, it goes essentially to that live page of this event, upcoming events. You get to see it. If you click on one of them, and now I realize I need a link that goes to the full schedule, because all these other dates just link out to the individual day essentially. So we're going to create a full schedule. Very clean experience. You have September, you have the day, you see who's doing what. October, see who's doing what. You click full schedule, go to the full schedule. You click you go to messages, you click the message, it goes to that message, and you come right back, and then that message will be read essentially. All right, so GameChanger. So this is set to no scrolling, scroll with parent. All right, so let's just see. All right, we're done. We are done. We're done. Let me show this to you guys. All right, here we go.